We just looked at how to create typographic hierarchy through weight, style, size, and position. Now we'll continue on with that theme, seeing how we can establish it through caps, color, and pairing. First, let's talk about caps or uppercase and small cap characters. Think about an email or text message you received that was in all caps. That probably felt like someone was either declaring something important or shouting at you. Setting type in capital letters can create emphasis, authority, or hierarchy in your design. If you overuse them or commit the hideous crime of setting all your body copy in them, then legibility and readability will be seriously compromised. They're best used in small doses like short headlines or a title or in the navigation to give it an official look. Let's go back to our workspace and set the title of our site to be in all caps to give it some authority. I'll head over to our CSS, and to do that, we'll set our H1 to have a text transform property of uppercase. We'll save that and check it out. Great, I like how that's looking. Also notice how I didn't write the War of the Worlds in all caps in our HTML. I simply left it as it was. It'd be bad practice if I did that, so always style your all caps or uppercase through your CSS. We can also use small caps to spice up and add hierarchy to a design. They're a little less in your face than all caps. In case you're not familiar with small caps, they look like uppercase characters created near a lowercase size, often slightly above the X height of a typeface. They're not just scaled down versions of the uppercase. Their weight and spacing has been finessed to match the overall font. If your typeface doesn't have a small caps version, then CSS has the ability to fake it with the font variant property. But, like faux weights and styles, it isn't very pretty. I would not recommend using that property if at all possible. Small caps are also used for abbreviations like CSS or W3C, official titles like the President of the United States, headings like the title for a post, or the opening line of a book chapter or blog article. They work great with uppercase and lowercase letters, along with old-style figures. They also flow well in body copy because of their less obtrusive nature due to their height being closer to the X height. Let's see them in action on Jessica Hish's site. She uses small caps to great avail as she denotes the category showcasing her recent work. Then on her articles, she uses them to introduce the line under the heading, and she also adds a nice drop cap element here to give it good style. The good news is we've chosen a typeface with small caps. If we type in Allegraia on Google Fonts, we see below our regular version, we have Allegraia SC or Allegraia small caps. We'll want to add this to our collection and click Use. I only want the normal version of the typeface so we won't slow down page load time. If we were self-hosting these fonts, then we could save page load time by subsetting the small caps web font to only have the small cap characters. That way, we're not wasting space by loading duplicate characters like caps, numbers, and symbols. But since we're loading it through Google Fonts, we have to use what they've already provided. So I'll scroll down and we'll grab the link and paste this into the head of our HTML right above our style sheet. And notice I've already set up some spans with classes of small caps to these intro lines underneath our headings. Now we'll want to head over to our CSS and set up that small caps class. So let's head over to Google and grab the code that we would want for the font family. We'll paste that into our small caps area. And then here I'm going to write Allegraia as a fallback and then Georgia as a fallback. If we had subset our font to only have small cap characters, then this fallback would also guarantee the non-small cap characters would load correctly from the regular version of Allegraia. Let's save and check it out. Oh yeah, so that's starting to jive well. I really like how that's looking here and here. It's giving it a really nice vibe. Let's take a hint from Jessica Hish's site and add a drop cap to our first letter here. We'll head back to our CSS. And notice in our HTML, I've already set up this span class with a drop cap for just that first letter N. So in our style sheet, we can go in and style out that drop cap class. So I'll give it a font size of 5.4M, so it's a bit bigger, a display of block, float it to the left, give it a width of 0.8 so it'll have some good space around it, and a height of 0.7M, and then a line height of 0.8, and a margin of 0. Let's go check out what that looks like. When I refresh, we see our drop cap is now in action and is looking great. Notice how it aligns with the top of the text and the third line's baseline. But it's now the biggest piece of type on the page. Don't worry, that'll soon change.